Hi everyone, my name is Daryl. Welcome to the first episode of Fail Forward, where we have people hit rock bottom in life and successfully come back and thrive in their careers. So this podcast aims to help us overcome our own struggles because sometimes all we need is just a little bit of inspiration. And today we have my friend John Sadhguru, who struggled with acceptance of his identity and once being homeless, now has won Mr. Global and soon will be competing in Thailand this September.
Hi everyone, my name is John, I'm 29 years old and I'm your Mr. Global Singapore 2024. I'm currently working as a school account manager handling over 200 schools in Singapore, and I'm also a motivational speaker. I go across to many schools to speak about mental health, and I would like to shape the minds of younger generations, and I hope that they don't have to conform to the judgments. So I believe this podcast will also change many people's life who's going to watch this. So stay tuned.
All right. So in your bio, you mentioned that you were homeless.
Yeah.
Maybe you can take us back to your early life and your struggles back then.
I grew up in a very big family. And you know, right, big family, we had lots of fun, games. I have 5 siblings, including myself. I had lots of love, support. I had everything up for myself. And then suddenly, at the age of 20, I was homeless. I could vividly recall having only $12 in my bank account. And those were the tragic moments of my life, I had to say. You know, the societal pressure that we have for men, it's not easy. It's not easy to be a man in Singapore, across the world, to be fair. We live in a life where men should not cry, man should not show his emotion, and man has to support everyone but himself. And I was living at those moments of my life. And I had to break free. And if I had to break free, I have to give up the so-called luxurious stuff. And I had to. And I had to live homeless. I lived in the very darkest moment. And well, I've achieved something in life and I would like to share that story with everyone.
Maybe John, you can share with me, back in when you were 20, how did you got homeless?
I had an identity crisis, and an identity crisis of who am I really, what I really wanted in life. And that was the thing. Because my parents had a vision of me having a professional job. I had to be on the mark of scoring A's in my exams. And I had an identity issue of my own. I didn't know who I really am. And eventually I came out to my mom that, Mom, I'm part of the LGBTQ community, and everyone, at that moment, I wasn't looked upon as someone who's John. They didn't even look at me as who I am. They look at me like I'm some abnormal person. Not only my family I'm talking about, it's my friends in general. They isolated me just because I fall under the category of the LGBTQ community. And let's be honest, you can be gay, bisexual, lesbian, or even straight, man. You have mental issues, you have mental health issues that you may face because of the societal pressure. And my form of societal pressure was being part of the LGBTQ community. I was called names of, the F words, and being an Indian and being part of the LGBT, I'm double minority. And I was ostracized. Dude, I was literally ostracized. I was homeless. I was given 2 choices. One was to stay at home, conform to them, get married with a girl, and all my studies are paid for, I have access to everything in life. Or take your bag, leave. Mm-hmm. It was the hardest decision I've ever made. With only $12 in my bank account at that point, I had to choose between being responsible, not being free. It's nothing about being freedom or being free, but I have to be responsible to make a choice to leave my house and live independently. So in that sense, I was selfish I left my house because I had to be myself. I don't have to conform to the society.
Mhm.
And I believe many people are facing the same situation just like I do. You can identify yourself as anyone. Take your time to come out. And if you know that you're facing some form of difficulties in life, take your time. Just take your time. Never let anyone judge you for who you are. And I did that. I never let anyone judge me for who I am.
Mhm.
And I left my house and I create future and success and milestones for myself.
Mhm.
That's why I'm sitting here. And this is the best representation for my community.
And back then, when you were homeless, how did you continue to survive without any emotional support from your family or your friends?
Let's not even talk about
that?
emotional support. Financial support.
Yeah, financial support as well.
Like I said, $12 in my bank account. I couldn't even afford a meal. And look at my size. I eat McDonald's. And my minimum amount of McDonald's is like 15, 16. I couldn't afford. And you need a minimum balance of $10 in your account. So what can I do with $2? Nothing. I had a strong support from my partner and my friends, my close friends. So I still have a picture of me eating. Sorry.
Take your time, it's okay.
I had. Sorry. My partner gave me a food. That was my first meal, eating at the car park. Sorry. On the floor, sitting down, there were bees and there was flies and there were cockroaches everywhere, and I just ate. I was hungry, I was starving. I didn't have anything. I just had that $5 meal. I remember it was a ABC restaurant and it's the biryani, biryani, our favorite meals. But I couldn't swallow anything inside because I don't know what is my next move in my life. And it was 11 p.m. at night and it was drizzling. It was difficult. And I make a decision in my life was to suppress any emotions, feelings that I had and come back stronger. And the first thing I did was to enroll myself in the university. And I took a full-time job, but I took a part-time degree first. And I got a very low-paid job. But I was very persistent in completing my degree first. And I did it. And then last week I completed my master's degree. I landed in a good job. I focused in what I wanted in life. I got a rental unit. I stayed in a rental unit. I paid everything. That was my first time as a child, as a child, you have to pay your phone bills,
Correct. Yeah.
You have to do your own laundry, you have to do this and that.
I think you become very independent, right?
I became independent. I had forced to being independent, right?
Yeah.
So I just became one. And here I am.
Yeah, and you also mentioned that you were experiencing verbal and physical bullying in school.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, can you share more about that experience and how do you overcome those kind of bullying in kind of like this society?
Bullying, I had secondary school friends. They spoke behind my back. When someone hits you, it doesn't really affect you. But when someone speaks behind your back, you will know it because you just know it when someone talks behind your back. And they comment on my social media page. They tag their friends of circle. They send those pictures and like, hey, this guy is a so-and-so.
Yeah.
And you know it. And you have to face them sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
What you can do? What could you do? Nothing. And all I told myself was, I'll come back stronger. I suffered from severe depression, social anxiety. I didn't come out of my house. I had work, study, back to home. And this was consistently what I did for the past few years. And then I hit the gym. That was another part of my life. And this is a cycle. It's not the same as having fever or having COVID or stuff like that. It's like 1 medicine, 2 medicine, 3 days of MC, you're solved. No. Mental health issues like this is a lifelong effect.
Yeah.
A medicine alone will not be able to heal. It's a suppressant. It suppresses you, but it will come back if you don't take good care of it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be there with you till you pass on. So that is something that I am very passionate about speaking, because mental health issue will never heal unless you take the step to seek professional help. And whoever is watching this video, if you're suffering something like this and you're afraid of coming out, start off by speaking to your parents, if not friends. If not, come to me.
Yeah, because I believe that a lot of people are struggling by themselves, and then they keep everything to themselves, that they don't share it out.
Exactly,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, you and I know we've been through that same situation, and then we just want to isolate ourselves from people.
Correct.
And we just
Yeah.
want to be on our own. No, we think we can solve the issue, but trust me, we cannot.
I mean, it will be much easier when you share with your friends, because it's like a sense of relief for you as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
You just need someone to hear you out. And thank God I had someone to hear me out.
And for mental health that you were saying, during those 6 years away from your family, right? You reached a breaking point and struggled with depression.
Yeah.
What were some of your darkest moments you faced, and what led you to seek professional help?
2 times. I went to 12 story and I tried to jump down. I managed to survive. I didn't jump at least. I was actually pulled by my siblings to not do it. And then secondly was I popped 20 pills. But I was going to do it, and then my partner came and saved me from it. And he told me, go and seek help. Professional help is needed. And I told myself, I'm afraid to even come out to tell people that, dude, I'm suffering from this, because people call you like, hey, you're such a, like faggot.
Yep.
You're such a weak pussy. This kind of words that will trigger you even worse.
Yep.
So you are here, and these words will just pull you down even further. But with professional help, I was admitted in all-time favorite IMH for 1 week, and I managed to recover, but not fully recovered, because you just need help time to time from people.
Mm-hmm.
So after I got discharged, I make a point to speak to my friends about it.
Yep.
And then they were there helping me out. And also I regularly go and seek help from professional advice. I get medicine regularly. But thank God now I'm free. And I do have some similar situations like this. Even last week I had it. You have these episodes that comes to you, right? You just let it go. Just speak out. And I managed to always find a way to speak out. Go to the gym. I hit the gym to
Yeah,
just let it go.
I think hitting the gym helps for a lot of men.
Yeah. I think women, anyone, I should say. And then I travel also here and there. I try to make my time, space, and work also keeps me occupied.
Yeah. So away from all the negative thoughts.
Yeah.
Right. So recovery and growth, right? So emerging stronger. So after seeking help, you managed to emerge from those dark moments. What strategy or changes in your life help you to recover and build your resilience?
Speaking. Speak to your loved ones. Protect your mental health just by speaking to your loved ones. Up to this day, I only use my social media for 1 hour. Trust me, I have my phone with me. I only use my Instagram 1 hour a day.
That's
8 to
discipline,
9
right?
a.m. That's it. And I only post one story or one post. Trust me. After that, I delete the app. I make a point to delete the app at 9 a.m. And I go on with my life. The next morning, I repeat. I download 8 a.m. Social media is your biggest enemy. You pull yourself down. You can use it wisely if you know how to use it. But if you don't know, you get completely absorbed by it. It's going to hit you hard. Use it wisely. Keep your day productive. So number one, keep yourself from social media. Number 2, speak. Speak with your loved ones. This too is definitely more than enough for you to protect yourself.
Yep.
On a personal level. Of course, if this doesn't help, go and seek professional help.
Yep. Because when it comes to, having someone to speak, I think back then you didn't have anyone to speak to as well.
Yeah.
So maybe you can share with, the audience that are watching this podcast, right? How do you, if you don't have any help or, you don't have any support around you, where can they, where is the nearest support that they can go to at least, make them feel a little bit better? Because this podcast is also aiming to help people, to just watch our videos, to know that, such thing is happening.
Yeah.
And then we are also trying to help people that are, going through the same struggles as
I
you.
get it. Professional help, actually, you can seek. I think government has came out with a campaign. I couldn't recall, but there's a campaign recently, just done a few months ago. I think Lawrence Wong, our current Prime Minister, he did speak about it, that he takes mental health very seriously, and he has reached out campaigns to educate everyone about mental health awareness. I think it's out there in Instagram. But if you are still afraid of coming forward, I suggest speak to your loved ones. That'll be the first ideal thing to do. Secondly, you can go and seek professional help. Actually, you can go to a nearby clinic to get it. Tell the doctor what you're facing. He or she will refer you to a hospital. Actually, it's a very fast process, especially if the doctor is able to see through that you'll be able to harm yourself. You'll get appointments readily available.
Or maybe may I ask, right, when you go for, appointments at IMH, do they give you any medication or, like, when people knows that you are coming out from IMH, do they label you as someone that is coming out from IMH?
No, they don't. Actually, that's what my first instinct was. When I usually come out from Institute of Mental Health, I'll be like, I hide all my...
Yeah, people will label you,
Exactly. But no. Everything is very private. Everything is normal. It's just normal. It's just that when you go inside, you have these moments when you see other people, you will know how fortunate you are because there are people who are facing much worse situation. So just take it as a moment of you going there to get yourself healed, solve your situation, and come back stronger. It's about when you seek professional help, never take it as a moment where you're getting judged. It's a moment where you're going to get yourself healed and you're going to come back stronger. That's the whole point of seeking help.
Yep, and also for traveling, right? Because you said that you are, you travel a lot as well and travel as a form of therapy.
Yeah.
So, what is it about traveling and exploring new cultures that brings you peace and joy, Maybe you can share more about traveling overseas and how has it helped you overcome your own struggles too?
I make a point to travel once a month, but I visit the Philippines more often because it's a country of hospitality. They're really filled with love, enriching attitude, and they are welcoming towards anyone and everyone. So when I reached after COVID-19, right, that's where I started traveling quite often, and I traveled Philippines, and the people there were like, they were so embracing, dude. I was like, I felt loved.
You felt very welcome.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You don't get it in Singapore. No, because I know Singapore, we are all rushing.
Very tense, very tense.
Yeah, we are rushing for everything. Goals, achievements. Oh, we need to be at work at 9 o'clock, but you leave the house at 7:30 just to impress your boss.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So you are there to achieve something. But in Philippines, if you notice, they're all normal. And if you know you're in distress or you're suffering from something, they'll come back and help you. And of course, the food. I mean,
it's very nice.
as much as traveling is my therapy, food is my therapy as well.
Food, I think food is the one that really hits the soul, right?
Yeah.
So John, for corporate and balance, balancing a corporate job with your personal life and advocacy work must be challenging, right? So how do you manage this? How do you manage and balance this?
When you're working, try to stay away from anything that distracts you. Prioritize your work first. So what I do is that I usually take my phone off when I'm working, and I focus on what I have to achieve. So when I start my day, I have a list of things to do. For example, because I have about 30 to 40 engineers that I handle, so I'll give a brief what they have to do. and I will let them do their stuff. And I have other tasks to follow up, meetings with directors and stuff like that. So I'll get it done and sorted off, and I'll send my emails periodically. So I'll keep that going. And then once I have my break, I'll take a moment to see what important messages I have. Something that is not important, I'll just keep it to the end about 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. And that's what I think people should do as well. You'll get your things done efficiently. And start your day early. Try to start your day early as well.
Yeah, because now that you have won Mr. Global, right?
Yeah.
Then more things are on your plate right now. You need to balance fitness. You need to balance, Mr. Global's competition, and you need to balance, work. All these things, I feel that, how do you manage Mr. Global as well?
Yeah, because now we are at the midst of preparing for Mr. Global, and also fitness, and then my own personal time, right? After work, I make a point to see what I should. I have a checklist as well for Mr. Global. Okay, these are things I have to follow up, and every day I look at it. And then I also have a training schedule for Mr. Global. I'm working closely with many counterparts, of course with Beam Search as well. What I should look forward to, catwalk trainings, how to make up, how to answer questions, how do you speak in front of a camera. These kind of things are all, we have ongoing trainings as well. And of course, I make time to do this, and also fitness as well. So, of course, I'm a good eater. Actually, as we speak, right, 3 days ago, I was eating almost 20,000 calories of food. Like,
I think right after the competition, right? After the competition.
Yeah, after the competition, up to this day, I was eating. I didn't even really have time to work out. But now I prioritize workout as well, and I also cut down on my food. So we have time. I try to also go to sleep by 11 p.m. I make a point to go to sleep. So it's about prioritizing your time. Stay away from your phone, because your phone is your biggest distraction.
Yeah, I think when it comes to like all these commitments that you have, and people always think that when you join a pageant, you just have to show your face. But actually, in fact, you need to do a lot of things, a lot of work behind the scenes, right?
Beauty with a brain.
Yeah.
It's not about beauty all the time. I think Samuel mentions this very often. Yeah, you need to have beauty, you need to have the look, you need to have the body. But more so, are you charismatic enough? Are you able to voice out your opinions, your advocacy to the people around you? This is very important. And when I was crowned Mr. Global Singapore at that point, I understood the vision and mission of what Mr. Global wants, that we need to follow the 12 or 16 Sustainable Development by United Nations. So this is something that sticks with you. So, and something that we all should learn from me. I think people look at beauty pageant as someone that you need to have good face, good body, you can win.
And just smile, right?
Yeah, just smile and you can win. No. You look at many winners, Mr. World, Mr. Global, Mr. International, Mr. Cosmopolitan. They have the brains to back it up. Our previous winners had their advocacy clearly straightened out, and they are able to deliver it precise, with the concise. They have this detail, and they're able to win. So we should look beyond that. And I believe people should also take a step back and look at what we are looking forward to. And this podcast is like an ideal message to the people that we are there to spread positivity and love.
Yeah, but I think this podcast is really a helpful platform for people to, come together and then share their own struggles,
Absolutely.
Yep. So moving forward, right, is there any way our audience can support you through Mr. Global?
Oh, yes. Please like my photos. Though I will try to be more prominent in my posting, but I will be also bringing you through the practice, the experience that I have in Mr. Global. We have a lot of things going on behind the stage, and I promise I will be sharing it with all of you. And please do like and do spread some positivity comment. We need all the positive comments for contestants like us, Mr. International,
correct, yeah.
Mr. Global. We need people to support us by giving us love and shares and like promote us, just like how Philippines counterparts help themselves. So we need Singaporeans to help Singapore contestants like us, to help us with a lot of positive comments, and also do. If you have any good constructive feedbacks, feel free to always text us. We will always be able to. We will be there to always listen to all of you.
I think one feedback will be, instead of having your social media to be 8 to 9, right, you need to extend another hour already.
Oh yeah, I'll be more than happy to.
So John, you have achieved so much in life right now. if you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be? Back to the day where you were homeless, I guess.
In response to the question, I've never felt love as a child. One thing that I would want is love as a child. Love is something that you don't really, you can't tell, you can feel love. And as a child, I felt nobody loved me. And if I were to go back, wait, shit,
Take your time, John.
love yourself. Love yourself a lot. Never ever conform to what society wants you to be. We are all lacking of love. Whether you agree with me or not, Daryl, but all I can say is just love yourself. There's nothing else I could even describe further because it would bring me to tears if I even go further. Whoever is watching, love is the biggest form of emotions and feelings that could drive you to do anything in life. It's the epitome of success. All you need is someone to love you, and you got to love yourself before even expecting someone to love you. And that's the biggest advice I would give to someone.
And John, back then, do you hate yourself?
Yeah, I kind of hate myself. I hated myself for many reasons. I hated myself because I wasn't part of the society. I wasn't able. I wasn't able to satisfy my parents, their traditional needs, what they wanted from a son. And up to this day, whenever I meet my parents, my birthday just ended, and I met my mom. I couldn't even look at her in a straight face and tell her that I can't live the standard that she wanted. That's painful. Painful as a son, and painful for a mother to watch her son not able to please the way she wants her son to be. And it's painful. It's very painful. I'm coming to terms to tell her that I've done my best. I've achieved many things in life. But I knew deep down that I've not achieved one thing. I'm not able to make my mom happy. It's sad. It's very sad. Because the first thing you saw when you were born, the first thing is your mom. She brought you up. My mom was there to bring me up as a single mother. And then I became her worst enemy. I'm still learning from everything. I'm still doing my best. There's nothing else in life. I've cried too much already. And if anyone facing the similar situations like me, my advice is be yourself, but don't yet come out yet. Just don't. I know it's the most painful thing to say, but I'm still suffering from this very moment of my life. It's painful. And if my mom is watching this, which you will be, I love you.
I believe she does,
Yeah. I love you. And I'm sorry. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll be able to make you happy. I will. I'll try my very best. Life is short anyway. Yeah. Sorry, I'm shaking. I've never cried so. And we don't usually talk about it, Daryl. I don't usually go and tell my mom that I love her. But you know you love your mom. You just love your mom. I know she'll be crying as she watched this. But I'm still your favorite son. I'm still the same boy. And I love you. And I will never fail to say that I love you. No matter what. Because I'm still your son. And I love you. I know you. I don't know if you resonate with me.
I mean, we always try our best to make our parents proud,
Yeah.
And if we cannot make them proud, the very least is don't make them disappointed in us.
Yeah. But some things you can't control. Okay, not scoring an A in your exam, it's fine.
Yeah.
How am I going to change myself? Anyone watching this are expecting your son or your daughter to go for conversion therapy, please. For God's sake, please don't do that. The hassle of me going through that was painful. The way of judgment was so bad. Don't do that. Please don't. It's not of any help. No. I'm saying it from my personal experience. You all have your own beliefs. Please carry on. But the struggle of going through that therapy is not worth.
And speaking of which, right, is there any way you can give a message of hope? What message of hope would you like to share with our listeners who may be going through the same struggle as you?
I'm very passionate about a campaign that I talk about, which is Voice for the Voiceless. And this could be for anyone, LGBTQ community, a straight man, anyone going through that. Any man out there facing similar situation, I'm here advocating and campaigning on an international platform for Singapore. And I can promise you that I'm able to shed some light for the people who are suffering in darkness. And you have anything to share about, please feel free to message me. I'm always open to any form of conversations. And if you're struggling, seek help.
And that's it for today's episode. And thank you, John,
Yeah,
for
thank you so
sharing with us so many emotional moments of your life. And good luck for your competition this coming September.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Hi guys, thank you for watching this episode of Feel Forward. I hope you guys enjoy. Please help us to like, share and subscribe to our channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.